So we have some interesting information coming out about Switch 2, a lot of these being patents which seem to be actual functions that could be coming to the console. Now we know sometimes patents don't always have to mean that this is a confirmed feature or something that's coming, but a lot of the time they do give us ideas as to what to expect. And both of these today seem to be pretty much all but confirmed. Now, before we get started, there's two different patents that I want to talk about today. One's one that I've already talked about with a specific video, but I'll talk about the new one first because that one's pretty weird. But yes, there is a new patent that indicates that we can rotate the Nintendo Switch 2 180 degrees, allowing you to change the headphones and USB port positions, and the Joy-Con will actually snap into the Switch upside down as well, meaning the rails work both top to bottom, bottom to top, which is strange. The question is, what is this for? Like, why would we want to turn the Switch upside down in order to plug in the Joy-Con? I really don't know. For one, the kickstand would still be technically on the top this time around, so I don't know how that would work. Now, the only thing I can think of is because there's two USB ports, one at the top and one at the bottom in different positions, so maybe, you know, some people, if they want to charge and play, want to play it the other way around or something, it just works better with the cords, or maybe they want to have their headphones plugged in the bottom instead of the top. Maybe that's what it's for, and it's just like new customizable ways to play. Now, this makes sense because you're not sliding Joy-Con down into the console, it's just snapping onto the side. So yeah, I could see that not being an issue, but once again, it's even hard to show you because it really wouldn't look different. The screen's just flipping, the Joy-Con are technically staying the same, so you really wouldn't be able to tell unless, like I said, you wanted to use the kickstand, and the kickstand would just look weird, and of course the logo of the Switch would be upside down, and a lot of people might look at you strange in public, but yeah, it's really interesting. And firmware has been found to pretty much show this flipped Joy-Con on the Switch 2 rail, so pretty much confirming that this is going to be a thing. Now, like I said, is this just a simple, you know, ease of comfort, like a new way to play type of thing, something that's relatively small, or is Nintendo going to use it for bigger things? Are there going to be games like Mario Party or WarioWare where you have to flip the Switch upside down for some reason? Maybe, who knows? This has been kind of a thing, because if I'm not mistaken, there was a Pokemon in a recent game that actually had you flipping the Switch upside down in order for it to evolve. So maybe they can tie it into some type of gameplay feature or something like that. Or I've seen some people give out an idea of maybe it can like flip upside down for some way to change the controls of it. Maybe it allows you to cast the Switch when the Joy-Con are upside down, completely changing everything. Like now you can cast it onto the television, so you don't even need the kickstand because of that. So that way you could have two screens. Couldn't that be really cool without even needing the dock? Kind of like a Wii U situation. So that would be kind of insane. Because honestly, I'm gonna die on this hill, the Wii U wasn't a bad idea. It was just a lot more limiting than we thought it was going to be. For instance, if it could do everything that the Wii U did, plus the functions of the Switch being able to take it on the go and actually play anywhere with it still in handheld mode, but still have that Wii U functionality with the dual screen thing on the television, oh my gosh, it would be awesome. So maybe Nintendo's trying to add that function back from the Wii U. That could be pretty cool. Something else I've been thinking about is we know Nintendo is planning to do more with Nintendo Switch Online this year. They even stated that there's more surprises coming in 2025. So what if Nintendo Switch Online for Switch 2 allowed us to finally play DS games and maybe even eventually 3DS games, and to do so, instead of turning it 180, we just turn it 90 degrees vertical, and we can now play DS games. This would work so well. Of course, there's not really going to be a rail on the top and bottoms, but maybe there's some type of adapter that we can add, or maybe we can just play with the Joy-Con off or something along those lines. Oh my gosh, it would be perfect, man. Seriously, it would be amazing. But there's another patent out there, and if you watched my recent Mario Maker video, you've probably seen this, but this is no secret at all. But yes, apparently the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con will be able to be used as a mouse, or at least one of them anyways. Maybe both of them, we don't really know, but yes, as a mouse. We can actually kind of see this in the trailer already as the Joy-Con are just sliding across the ground, and their little wrist strap attachments, the base of it is actually really flat and really wide, like it's made to be used as a mouse on the side. So I think that was a for sure hint, but we have tons of patents actually showing this off, so this is pretty much all but confirmed. And this is a pretty unique feature overall because it's going to allow us to pretty much use a mouse cursor or something along those lines on Switch 2 And there's a lot of good reason to have something like this, to navigate through the menus, maybe even if there's an online browser or even the store. Maybe it even comes with a keyboard or something, or maybe you have to buy it separate from Nintendo where you can actually like type things in, or game chat specifications, or just games that might require a keyboard, or maybe you can just use it as a controller like a keyboard and mouse, but this time you have a keyboard and Joy-Con. Now this feature I can actually see being used in a lot of different ways. I'm sure there's tons of different combinations you can use with like 2 Joy-Con or 1 Joy-Con and a keyboard, or just 1 Joy-Con just to kind of surf and browse, but mostly its usage is going to come out with the games. There's going to be tons of gimmicky games, probably something along the lines of Labo or something new where Nintendo has you creating or doing something with the Joy-Con. You know the next Mario Party is going to have some type of extra games where you can use it as a mouse, and of course same thing with the next WarioWare game. There's going to be little mouse point and click mini games or something like that, which I think could work pretty well. I mean, we have WarioWare Move It and Shake It, both with like motion controls. We have WarioWare Touched with the DS. We have WarioWare Twisted with the Game Boy Advance having the motion controls of the actual gyro. So they could definitely do something like WarioWare Clicked or something, and it's like a mouse. So expect that. I'm telling you right now, it's happening. I'm calling it. Or maybe it's something along the lines of Mario Paint, which technically evolved into Mario Maker. There's elements and even characters that actually move over, like that little dog. But what if they actually went back to Mario Paint, where we literally just paint things with the mouse and we can create designs and stuff, and maybe we can even make music again, but in a larger, grander scale, and it's maybe even something that's free with Switch 2. Could you imagine like a little free Mario Paint software or application on the Switch 2 when you boot up the system that allows you to just kind of draw, paint, or even make music, and it's just part of the system? Kind of something like PictoChat on the DS. Of course, this just sounds like a perfect feature for something like Metroid Prime 4, where you can just literally aim and move Samus's arm cannon around. It's perfect. I literally think it would be perfect aim and point controls, even better than that of the original Wii controls, and even the new Pro Controller controls with the Nintendo Switch with Metroid Prime Remaster. Splatoon 4 is another really big one that this could be used for. Imagine literally just having, perfect controls and perfect aim like you would on a PC. Like I said before, most of the games that I actually play that are first and third person shooters, pretty much every first and third person shooter that I play is on PC now. It took me a while to learn, but once I learned keyboard and mouse, it's literally like I can't go back to a controller. It's literally a night and day difference, and I can see people getting really used to playing like that with Splatoon and just having, more precise controls. Imagine sniping, being able to just flick the mouse, or technically the Joy-Con, really fast over to the right or to the left. Oh, it'd be so good, and I think I would actually want to play more often like this. It's just like you're going to have to be sit and positioned on a table or something in order to be able to use this mode. So either way, if you're going to be playing with a keyboard and mouse, you're going to be at a table setup. So I guess it's not really that big of a deal. Of course, one of the most important ones, Mario Maker. This is just a dream come true for us Mario Maker fans, if this is actually what's going to happen. I made a whole video on this, just really talking about it. Just makes so much sense. Obviously, Mario Maker 2 was a little held back by the way you can build stages. Well, I'll say a lot held back, because using the Pro Controller or even the finicky touchscreen with, third-party stylus wasn't great on Nintendo Switch. So hopefully being able to literally just drag and click and aim, I'd be shocked if there isn't a Mario Maker game at least announced or shown off or something within the first 2 years, especially if this is a feature for Switch 2 being a mouse control, because this would just be perfect for something like Mario Maker. And then eventually maybe even having that keyboard accessory where you can just type in the name of your levels or descriptions really fast and easier. It would just make Mario Maker so much more streamlined. It would be a perfect addition to Switch 2. And I feel like it'd be one of the few games that you really want to show off this feature for, because once again, it feels like it's perfect for something like a PC. If Mario Maker 2 was on PC, I mean, could you imagine how much more people would be able to do with the levels and stuff, just really being able to create with a full mouse function? Come on, Nintendo, please don't let this one slip by. Of course, as we get closer and closer to the Switch 2 reveal, there's going to be more rumors, more patents, more leaks coming out, and Nintendo they're not going to be able to stop them. There's just too many. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's update, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo all the time. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.